All right, so your profile, if you want to see what your profile actually looks like, you'll click My Profile. This is a demo one in the system, so it's not fully filled out. If you need to update your profile, you'll click Profile Update. And this is where you can update all the information on your profile. So we'll roll down here real quick. First name and last name are obviously important to have in the system. Nickname is basically your username, and that doesn't show up on the profile itself, but that's what you'll use to log in. Contact info, email is important. Again, our monthly newsletter and instructions come out of this system and are delivered to the email that you have in here, so make sure that that's the email you want your newsletter each month to be going to. And then rolling down your biographical information, this is actually one of the lessons that we'll discuss under the prepare phase, and it's important to have a good little bio, an introduction to yourself, some goals and some aspirations that we'll talk about putting together in your bio, but you want to have that block filled out on the page. It's a good introduction to the coaches to who you are. If you guys need to create a new password, you can hit generate password there, and it'll show you a new password you can use to log into the system. On your profile itself, you'll see in the top corner, and let's pop open a profile really quick. So that we have one to look at, and I can kind of show you the way these look. So this is your profile picture right here, and you can see Bailey hasn't yet updated it, but you'll load that in right here. So choose a file. You want a good quality headshot of yourself there, so that coaches know who you are and know who they're dealing with. Membership level. So this again is not something you really want to adjust in this system. Basically what you're subscribed to at any given time shows up here. So right now that's a free profile level. If you become a paid member to go through the training with us and have access to the other training tools, then your membership would be reflected there. If for whatever reason you didn't want your profile showing in the directory, you could go ahead and click that there. It's nice to have the profile up, and as part of the college recruiting roadmap, we talk about directing coaches to your profile. So if you choose this option, you won't show up. There's no link to send to the coaches. But if for some reason you just wanted to be in our database without the profile online, you could deselect that. Just like this, and then you won't show up on our profile pages. All right, so primary highlight video is located right here. This is where you embed your highlight videos. The primary is the one in the top corner up here. You can see Bailey's got a huddle video embedded right there. It looks real nice. So what you'll do is you'll take the embed code. This could be from Huddle, YouTube, Vimeo, wherever you guys are hosting it. Almost all of the online hosts now have the embed code. Right below here we have instructions from Huddle. Click that link, it'll open this page up, and it walks you through how to get that embed code. There's a little button up here in the top corner that you click. It pops this up, you hit embed, and it generates this code. That's what you'll want to copy, and you'll paste it directly into that block. You'll see an example here from YouTube. Right below here, there's also the YouTube instructions. Walks you through the same thing. Essentially below the videos, you'll see the share. You'll click embed, and that same type of code is right there. You'll take that and pop it into this block, and it'll populate that primary highlight video. So again, this is primary highlight video. You'll see Bailey's also got a second one down here, and we'll show you where to import that in a little bit. Awards and recognition. So this is Bailey's bio, which he hasn't filled out yet, but below here you'll see awards, recognition, other sports. So this is the block that information goes into. I'm going to show you guys a quick trick. If you look at Bailey's, you got everything's kind of on one line. The way the system works, it's set up is it doesn't recognize just an enter to separate lines. So if you have text 1, 2, 3, and you want to jump down to the next line, what you need to do is put this little code behind it. It stands for a break, and that you can hit enter and then enter your stuff here. And that little code will then separate things from line to line. It looks a little bit more clean on your profile if you set it up that way. If you don't, you can obviously just use commas, semicolons, slashes, or dashes, but separate the things out a little bit. As you see, Bailey's is a little jumbled together and it's hard to read. So that's a really quick fix to get your profile set up right and look a little better when it populates. Most of this information is pretty self-explanatory here. Birth year, obviously, so the coaches know exactly what your age is. Type in the name of your high school here so they know where you attend. This is the city that your high school is in. Obviously, the state, your height and weight, offensive and defensive position. Hey guys, one suggestion on this, and we talk about this a little bit in the prepare phase, but even if you don't play a lot of offense or defense, whichever side it might be, always list one of these positions so coaches know where you might have a little experience and where they might potentially play you. It never really looks super great on a profile to see that I only play running back. These are primary positions that you're playing with at your high school, but always list both an offensive and defense. It gives you a little bit more flexibility when the coaches are reviewing that profile. Enter 40-yard dash, vertical jump, broad jump. So these scores are up to you, and we're adding a little note to the profile so the coaches understand that you guys are importing these scores. But one of the things we do recommend is that you guys enter scores that have been verified. So if you have attended a Nike Spark or any type of combine that you went to, and those scores have been provided, these are the best things to list here. We don't necessarily want to go back out in the backyard, run a 40-yard dash on a stopwatch and list that score here. So one of the things I would say as you guys import things here, say for example you ran a 4.8 at Nike, I would just enter behind that. Spelling it all backwards. I would just put a little note like that's where that score came from, so that coaches kind of know as they review these things that these are verified scores, not just something that you typed in. So just a little thought there. Vertical jump, broad jump, GPA, SAT, and ACT scores. So if you guys haven't taken ACTs or SATs yet, obviously that information would not be filled out. Under the prepare phase, we do talk about academics and when you guys should start thinking about taking some of these tests. So that's some of the stuff we discuss in membership areas, but the sooner you guys get involved in some of these, even the pre-SATs or ACTs, start populating those scores here. Your high school coach's name, the school phone number, and the best email to reach that coach, you guys want to populate there. Obviously these scouts are going to reach out to the schools to learn a little bit more about you. It's nice on your profile to be able to provide that information for them if they don't already have it. Trainers' names. Again, one of the things we talk about in the prepare and the promote phase is working with local coaches to do quality skill assessments so you do know where you stand. It's important to have that third-party view on your potential. And then those coaches can work with you to, improve some of those weaknesses, in the long run while you work through your high school career. But it's also nice to have another person outside of the high school that can talk a little bit more about, what your strengths and weaknesses are, another reference on your work ethic. And it's good to be able to see that, that you're a dedicated player out working with other coaches outside the high school to improve your game, and that does say something about your work ethic. So you'll have your trainer's name here, their phone number, their email. Make sure you talk to your trainers about that you want this listed on the profile so they do have a heads up in case a coach calls that you've listed that and provided that information to them. Additional highlight video embed codes. So again, you see below the profile we have an area where you can put in additional video. This is only one that Bailey has listed here. You're more than welcome to put more. This is the example code that's here. If you wanted to add more, you would just jump down to the next line and add another set of code for whichever other video you have, and you can add those to your profile. So you'll have multiple videos below there if you have some of actual game film or other highlight videos that you put together. There are some players that do offensive highlight videos and defensive highlight videos if they play a lot on both sides of the ball. So whatever it is, if you guys have more videos to put on here, that's how you would add them to your profile. All right, links to media coverage. So if you've had any articles done on your school where you were highlighted or specifically on you, you would add that to this section here. And then obviously these are just a direct URL link, so you'll paste the whole link in there. And then it will populate onto the page, and you can see Bailey's got some articles that's been done on him, and those are located right below that lower video. All right, Twitter handle. Twitter is a really nice and easy way to communicate and pass information around. We will talk about how that is utilized or not utilized in the membership area under the plan phase, and there's a little bit more on the prepare and promote phase where we talk about social media. So it's up to you guys if you want to list this. We also like to have your Twitter handle because we do a lot of promotion on Twitter, and we also send out a lot of updates and reminders via Twitter to the network. So if you have those things, you'll get those through Twitter as well. So that's why we request that. Same with Facebook. Facebook does not actually show up on your profile. Twitter does, and you'll see right here the Twitter handle here. So that's where that shows up. But we do not have Facebook on the profile itself, and so it's up to you whether you want to put it in there. Again, it's something that we use from GCFS to reach out to members and keep communications open. It just gives us multiple channels. We send you guys stuff by email, by Twitter, by Facebook if we have your contact info there. So when you update, you would click Update Profile here, and that will save all the information to populate on your profile. If you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, feel free to email me, info@GCFS. Any of the welcome emails that you get from me or directly from me, so you can reply back to those with any questions. If you guys have any issues updating things on here, I can help you with any of that.